Next, what is the principle of the movement? So first of all, we already discussed that there are two kinds of the movement. Means that the body can rotate in clockwise direction or it can rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So according to the principle of the movement, the object is only balanced if the total clockwise movement is equals to the total anti-clockwise movement about the pivot. I suppose here I take a ruler and place it over a pivot point. This is a pivot point. First of all, I suppose that here I apply the force which is at 1 meter. This is at 2 meter. I apply the force of 2 Newton here and 1 Newton here. Both of these forces are acting on the opposite direction. It means that one force causes the clockwise movement and the other causes the anti-clockwise movement. When you calculate the value of the moment, it would equals to 2 Newton meter in both of these cases, because the distance is 1 meter and the force is 2 Newton. So the moment comes to be 2 Newton meter. In the second case, the distance is 2 meter and the force is 1 Newton. When you multiply both of these, you get 2 Newton meter. What does this mean? It means that here in this case, the clockwise movement is equals to the anti-clockwise movement. When both of these movements gets equal, it means that object is balanced. The object cannot move. It remains at the rest. So mathematically, for the two objects, I can simply write m1 is equals to m2. What is the mathematical form for the principle of the movement? According to the principle of movement, the clockwise movement is equals to anti-clockwise movement. I say m1 is equals to m2. Just put here value. m1 is basically f1 multiplied by d1. It would be equals to f2 multiplied by d2. So this is according to the principle of the movement. You can also see here, to create the movement, the applied force should be perpendicular to the distance from the pivot. When you have to create the movement of the force, you have to apply the force perpendicular to the distance from the pivot. For example, on the vertical beam, the forces that cause a movement are those directed leftwards or rightwards. So if I suppose in this figure you can see the beam is horizontal. The forces are basically act here in downward direction or they can act in upward direction. They always have to act perpendicular to the beam. If I suppose that the beam is vertical, then in this case the forces can act towards left or towards right, so that both of these are perpendicular here. This is basically the necessary condition to create the moment, that the applied force should be perpendicular to the distance from the pivot. Here is the examination tips. While dealing with the moments, make sure that you are using the same unit for each distance and correctly guess clockwise and anti-clockwise forces. Clockwise direction is the direction of the motion of the clock's hand, and anti-clockwise direction is the opposite to this direction. Basically, the clockwise direction is the direction in which the hands of the clock move, and the anti-clockwise direction is opposite to it. Both of these are in opposite direction. Here is the example. Two forces F1 is equals to 700 Newton and F2 is equals to 150 Newton are acting on the opposite direction of the seesaw. Force F1 is acting at a distance of 0.4 meter from the pivot point. Calculate the distance of the second force F2 from the pivot point. So in this figure you can see it's a pivot point. The first force is 700 Newton acting on the left side and the second force 150 Newton acting on the right hand side. The distance of the first force from the pivot point is given 0.4 meter. You have to calculate the distance of the second force from the pivot point. Let's see the answer and explanation. That total clockwise movement is equals to anti-clockwise movement. So here is given anti-clockwise force, which is the first force. it's 700 Newton. Clockwise force, which is the second force, is 150 Newton. Distance of anti-clockwise force from the pivot is d1. It is 0.4 meter. The distance of the clockwise force from the pivot is represented by d2. The distance of the clockwise force from the pivot is equals to d2. You have to calculate this distance. So actually here you have to use the principle of the moment. The clockwise moment is equals to anti-clockwise moment. For that, the moment is calculated by using the product of the force and perpendicular distance. Then according to the principle of moment, clockwise moment is equals to anti-clockwise moment. Just put here value. Make the d2 as a subject. Put the value of force F1, d1 and F2. You get d2 comes to be 1.87 meter. It means that the distance of the second force from the pivot point is 1.87 meter. So this distance, therefore the distance of the second force from the pivot point is 1.87 meter. So in this way you can easily calculate the distance by using the concept of principle of the moment, that the clockwise moment is equals to anti-clockwise moment. How you can apply the principle of the moment? So basically here you have to apply the principle of the moment. First of all, here is a pivot point. You can see there is a F3 which is acting here, whose distance is d3 from the pivot point. There is another force F2 acting and its distance from the pivot point is d2. There is also force F1 acting whose distance from the pivot point is d1. You have to apply here the principle of the moment. So how you can apply here? You just need to remember, according to the principle of the moment, the clockwise moment is equals to anti-clockwise moment. But in this case there are three forces. So I can simply say the total clockwise moment is equals to total anti-clockwise moment according to the principle of the moment. You can see here answer. If more than one force is acting on each side of the pivot, then we can also use the principle of the moment, that the total clockwise moment is equals to the total anti-clockwise moment. Force F2 causes the clockwise moment, while the F1 and F3, both of these causes the anti-clockwise moment. So you can see here, going back in this figure, you can see the force F2 is basically causing the clockwise moment. This force causes the clockwise moment, while the F3 and F1, both of these causes the anti-clockwise moment. Both of these causes the anti-clockwise moment. Then when you have to apply the principle of the moment, you just write here clockwise moment is equals to anti-clockwise moment. Clockwise moment is basically equals to F2 multiplied by d2, the product of the force and perpendicular distance. It would be equals to the sum of the anti-clockwise moment, which is F1 multiplied by d1, which is for the force F1, plus the moment caused by the second force, which is F3 multiplied by d3. So in this way you can easily apply the principle of the moment. You can also see here the force F2 causes the clockwise moment, while the force F1 and F3 causes the anti-clockwise moment. Therefore, according to the principle of the moment, the clockwise moment is equals to anti-clockwise moment. Then put the values according to the clockwise and anti-clockwise moment. This equation is basically, there is a question that appeared in October-November 2019. Let's see this. The diagram below shows a uniform meter rule. The rule is pivoted at its midpoint. A downward force of 4.0 Newton acts on the rule at 5 cm mark. The rule is held by a string at 30 cm mark. The rule is in equilibrium. So you can see there is a rule and there is a pivot point at 50 mark. You have to observe here, there is a mark which is at 0 cm. there is a force of 4.0 Newton acting here. There is also the string which is at 30. You can also see the 100 centimeter mark on the other side. What is the upward force? You have to calculate the upward force that the string exerts on the roll. Means that you have to calculate this force, it is acting in the upward direction. Let's see the answer. Answer A 0.67 Newton, B 4.0 Newton, C 6.0 Newton, D 9.0 Newton. So you have to solve this question because this question is the same. You have to use here the principle of the moment, that anti-clockwise moment is equals to clockwise moment, and accordingly you have to find out the force that the string exerts on the roll.